we will just see the importance of dbms underscore workload repository package. Through this package you can create baselines, you can create snapshots, you can manage snapshots. Snapshots are data about your databases, that is statistics about your databases, which is stored in Oracle workload repository tables. Now these are the following type of snapshot related tables, like db underscore hist underscore active session history, db underscore hist underscore sql plan, which means these are history related tables. And then we got tables like db underscore hist underscore baseline, db underscore hist underscore active session history information, db underscore hist underscore snapshot. Now this is all workload repository table. What does this table db underscore hist underscore snapshot do is it contains information about about the time when the statistics was taken and details about the statistic. Like for example, let's query the table db underscore hist underscore snapshot table. Snapshot. Now you see here db underscore hist underscore snapshot. It contains the instance number, the startup time, the snap level, and the error count table column. Now this is called the db underscore hist underscore snapshot table. Now this is the snapshot related information is stored here, what time the snapshot was taken and all those things. Now Oracle internally every 1 hour takes the snapshot of the databases and stores it into the database. Now let's understand why do you require this snapshots. What is this snapshot and why is this required? Previously, say in version Oracle 8 and Oracle 8i and all, suppose there was a problem in the database. So what you used to do was, there was a package called utilbstat. You used to run this package called utilbstat, or it's called as utilstat. When I run utilbstat, it will take the statistics of the database at that situation, while utilstat, that is ending stat, yeah, that is fired after that problem has occurred. You will fire this command, and what would happen is the statistics are stored on the table. What would happen after you fire this command utilstat, which means you are ending storing the statistic information into certain tables through which you can monitor more about the database, through which you can interpret more information about the database. It will make a file called report.txt. This was how it was in previous version compared to Oracle 10G. But what happens is, if there was suddenly a problem and if the DBA wanted to know what happened, so he has to fire this report called utilbstat or utilstat. But in 10G, everything is managed automatically, everything is done automatically, because in 10G Oracle automatically creates the snapshot every 1 hour. So when a snapshot is created, automatically the information about the database, the statistic information, is stored in the repository tables. I showed you earlier how to identify workload repository tables. Various sort of information would be stored in these repository tables. Now let me show you how you create a repository snapshot. Now let's say I know that I'm going to fire a certain script which is going to create problem, and I would like to interpret that data. So what I do is I use the dbms underscore workload repository and create a snapshot. Yeah, now what happens is a snapshot is created. What happens when I fire this command? The statistics information from $stat, weight stat, all those information, the statistic related information and metric related information is stored into the AWR tables, that is the automatic workload repository table. To see that in action, I fire a query on this following table, that is dba underscore hist underscore snapshot. It will show you the snap id which is created. So you see here the last snapshot id which was created was 109. So now what I'm doing is I'm trying to create, I'll fire this command again. So a new snapshot is created because I fired this particular command, that is dbms underscore workload underscore repository dot create underscore snapshot. You see now okay, now you see now here a particular snapshot has been created. 110 is a new snapshot which was just created now few minutes back. Okay, this was created at this particular time. Now what I do is after some time I again fire my SQL statements, which are the problematic SQL statements. Now what I do is after this statement is fired, what I do is I stop, I create one more snapshot. So now what has happened is the statistics from 110 till 111, a new snap id would be created called as 111. We'll just check that and be sure of it now. You see here from this time till this time all the information is stored here. Now if you want to know what happened, how much performance time was taken, you want to find some reports, what you do is there is to interpret what happened, what is the statistic information collected. What you can do is you can fire a report, or you can fire a script called awrrpt. You run the script awrrpti for situations where there are various instances, while awrrpt is used for single databases. So let me show you an example of how I use awrrpt to know the status of my database. awrrpt.s. So let me run the script awrpt to know more about what happened between the time 110 to 111. See, it says the current instance is connected to current instance, and I say the report type to be HTML. It says the number of days, list the number of snapshots for which number of days. I say only for one, that is, it will show me the snapshots which are existing for only for today. If you want to see snapshot either of yesterday, day before yesterday, then you can list that many number of days. Okay, so it shows me all the snapshots available which were created today. And you see, we need to know the situation of the database from this particular time till this particular time. And you know that, see, these snapshots are created automatically by the database every 1 hour. You see, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, every 1 hour automatically the Oracle creates these snapshots. And when these snapshots are created, statistics about the databases is stored in the Oracle workload repository. Now these two snapshots were created manually. This and these two were created manually by using dbms_workload.create snapshot command. Now what I'll do is I'll fire the command, tell the beginning snapshot, and I say it is 110, and ending snapshot as 11111. Give the name of the report as test snap.html. Now what would happen is a file name testsnap.html is generated. I'll open this file and we'll see how the output looks like. Okay, now you can see here the file called testsnap, which is created by the command awrrpt. Now we'll see the output, how it looks like. It's in an HTML format. We could even have it in text format. And here are the information: the beginning, the time when the snapshot was set, the ending time of the snapshot, how much was the time elapsed, and the details like how much was the buffer cache being used, how much was the shared pool size being used. Then this is the cache hit ratio, the buffer cache hit ratio, the library cache hit ratio. Then these are event related statistics like db file sequential read, control file sequential read. These are various event related parameters, and this gives you information how much time was the database spending on was the server spending on these issues. Then we have these report like report summary, wait events, SQL statistics, input output statistics, through which you will know how much, if your hard disk is having multiple disks, then you will know which disk is having most amount of physical reads and physical writes. Then it shows you undo statistics, latch statistics, dictionary cache statistics, memory statistics, and your existing init.aura parameters. These are certain operating system statistics. So all this information, see, it also shows, you see the command which I fired, delete from booking, it took how much time it took to execute, 35 seconds. How much CPU time it took, how much time I executed it. And this is how this particular tool helps you a lot in knowing the situation of the databases. And if any problem is there, if any recommendation is there, this particular report will also recommend it there itself. There would be a section where it will tell us immediately that this thing has to be done, this is the recommendation. So this way, this particular tool is a very important tool for an Oracle DBA. Next is in the let's see some more parameters for handling workload, that is workspace manager. snapshot. Workload underscore snapshot table, and now we have here modify snapshot settings parameter, whereby you can change the parameters for retention intervals. Like retention is how much time that particular snapshot uh, will exist in the database, those details, the statistics details, and after that time automatically the data is deleted. Interval is like how many times this particular snapshot should be fired. Okay, now let's do one thing. Now we know how the database, after every few minutes, after every 1 hour or half an hour, it takes the snapshot. So now if you want to change this, if say you want it to occur every 10 minutes, yeah, and you want the retention period, which means the default retention period is 7 days, which means after every 7 days automatically the workload repository is cleaned, it's deleted. So that is called retention period. So that is set for 7 days. So that's so suppose you want to change it to every day, you want the workload repository to be deleted. So what you do is you fire the following command: dbms underscore workload underscore repository dot modify underscore snapshot setting retention, that is like I've set it for 1 day, and interval is 10 minutes. So like every 10 minutes the snapshot would be running in. So what would happen is our automatic workload repository will get filled up very fast, and when I fire this, the snapshot, the database, what would happen is every 10 minutes the snapshots would be created, and those information would be stored in workload repository. Default is half a day, and retention I've set for 1 day by this command, 1 into 24 into 60, because that is the way 1440 is the minimum number which we can give, which is 1 day. So what happens is after every day the snapshot details in workload repository tables are deleted. And we saw here earlier the various workload repository tables like db underscore hist underscore database instance, db underscore hist underscore snapshot, db underscore hist underscore snapshot, db underscore hist underscore active session history, db underscore hist underscore baseline. Now let us go into understand what is baseline, the importance of baseline. Baseline is like what happens is created again using the following procedure, that is dbms underscore workload repository. It has a package called procedure called create baseline. This is it, you see here, create baseline. So here you give the starting snap id and the ending snap id, which you got it from db underscore you got it from the db underscore hist underscore snapshot. You'll get the snapshot id of the table, and after getting that, and you give the name for that particular snapshots together. So what happens is by that you can easily do comparison. That is the first advantage of using baseline. Second is, once when you create a baseline, now even if your Oracle database has a retention of 1 day in our current database, in our existing database the retention period is set to 1 day. So when it is in a baseline, those repository data is never deleted. See here, we have set the retention period to 1 day. So what would happen is Oracle database would automatically delete that data from the workload repository table. It will automatically delete those snapshots. But when we use baseline, those snapshots won't get deleted. So that is the importance of using baseline. So similarly, we have other procedures inside the package dbms underscore workload repository to drop the baseline, to generate reports, and this particular package is used in even inside OEM.